Coming up on this hour of Chris 6 Sunrise, the water crisis will take center stage over at the last meeting for City Council. We're going to take a look at what other items City Council is discussing right here in your neighborhood.
And in the city of Taft, their council is fighting back after the city manager filed a lawsuit. We'll take a look at what the lawsuit is about and why the city says he can't represent himself.
I'm Stephanie Molina in Robstown, where change is in the air. The city is on the brink of new leadership, and I went one-on-one with the mayor-elect to find out her vision for Robstown's future.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Chris 6 Sunrise. Thank you so much for starting your day with the Hoffmans. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
And I'm Brian Hoffman. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Taco Tuesday so far. It's still on the chilly side, definitely going to be in that holiday spirit. Standing by with more on that and a look at the roadways. We're just heading out the door. Meteorologist Stephen Jones, how you doing this morning, sir?
Good morning.
Not too bad. Good morning, you guys. You know, like you said, starting off just a little bit chilly out there. Still definitely jacket worthy in the 50s, but going later into today and tomorrow, chasing those 70s it looks like. So maybe could lose the jacket into the afternoons, but looking at the traffic, not too bad as we're kicking off our Tuesday. Here's a live look as we're looking at our SPID Skycam. 51 degrees out there right now. Traffic starting to kick up just a little bit as we're entering the 6 a.m. hour, but still flowing nice and smooth. And as we get a good look at the traffic flow across the board, plenty of greens on it. So let's start off here with the Harbor Bridge to and from Portland with 181 all the way into Taft looking good in green, as well as 361 going into Ingleside. Not too bad this morning. Robstown and Cal Allen now 44 around Violet, getting just a minor slowdown there, although 37 working in from Cal Allen, nice and green this morning. Now into our major roadways for Corpus Christi, Ocean Drive, SPID, Saratoga, and Crosstown Expressway all coming in the clear. If you're going to be hitting those roadways, no issues as you're heading out the door. For Flower Bluff, Waldron Road, maybe a couple extra minutes there, and then definitely as you're working in towards the Naval Air Station, the normal slowdown we see closer to there. So other than that, not too bad. A good and green morning as we're starting to kick off our Tuesday.
Stephen, thank you so much. We'll check back with you in just a bit. But first, a Corpus Christi police officer faces felony charges after investigators say he stole money meant to honor a fallen officer. 32-year-old Travis Haker is charged with theft from a nonprofit and credit card abuse in connection with the Police Games of Texas event. Hakers was the liaison between the Corpus Christi Police Department and the Corpus Christi Citizens Police Academy alumni. And according to an arrest affidavit, Haker withdrew $1,200 in cash and claimed he misplaced it. Some of the stolen funds were supposed to go towards a scholarship honoring fallen officer Vicente Ortiz, who died after being struck by a car during a funeral procession last summer. Haker was booked into the Kendall County Jail Friday night and released a short time later.
So Corpus Christi City Council is going to meet today for a final time this year. Water will take center stage with at least 8 items on the agenda. Now, one of those items, that's a groundwater deal from the South Texas Water Authority. STWA is working with Seven Seas Water Group on a proposal to supply water to Corpus Christi. If the city of Corpus Christi signs on, it could get 10 million gallons a day. Seven Seas already operates the state's first public-private desal plant over in Alice.
The general manager of the Corpus Christi Hooks is expected to update City Council today on the sale of the team. Now, last week we reported that the Houston Astros are selling the Hooks along with the Sugarland Space Cowboys and the Fayetteville Woodpeckers. A spokesman says the sale will be finalized in a couple of weeks and fan and ticket holders shouldn't see any changes. And City Council is also expected to vote on an ordinance that would authorize $2 million in improvements to the Texas State Aquarium's visitor parking lots. The improvements include resurfacing, shade structures, improved lighting, landscaping, and parking gate upgrades. If approved, it will have to pass a second vote in January, but no project timeline has been announced yet.
So the Taft City Council is fighting back against a lawsuit tied to council actions and filed by the city manager. The council's attorney has filed a motion asking a judge to throw out the case entirely, arguing the city manager, Ryan Smith, didn't have the authority to sue them in the first place. The Smith's lawsuit accuses council of violating open meetings laws and interfering with his job. Officials say Smith would have needed council approval to file the lawsuit, and as a non-lawyer, he can't represent the city in court. A hearing is set for Thursday morning in San Patricio County District Court.
After a razor-thin runoff election this Saturday, Robstown has chosen a new direction. I'm Stephanie Molina, your neighborhood news reporter. Just by 13 votes decided the race, putting Marianne Saenz in the mayor's seat. I spoke with her about her priorities for the city and what neighbors are saying.
I didn't even know we had a new mayor.
That was a common reaction from Robstown neighbors when I asked about the city's leadership change. They shared with me what they want for their home.
A lot of streets need fixing.
The mayor's race was close. Marianne Saenz defeating incumbent Mayor David Piri Martinez by just 13 points, with only 1,083 residents voting in the runoff. I sat down with Mayor-elect Saenz to hear how she'll address the concerns that matter most. Saenz also knows Robstown is facing a serious infrastructure challenge. She plans to pursue grants for necessary road repairs. With nearly 4 decades of experience as a special education teacher in Robstown, Saenz says she'll continue teaching while serving as mayor. She's committed to being at City Hall afternoons when residents are off work.
Well, good Tuesday morning, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a look at our USS Lexington cam, thanks to First Community Bank, the Harbor Bridge in view. A few cars heading out for that Tuesday morning commute, and the aquarium nice and lit up now, but warmer than yesterday at 50 degrees, so still jacket worthy as we're heading out the door, but not quite as bad as we're looking compared to yesterday. Over the past 10 hours, we have already had our morning low, though, around 46 degrees from 11 p.m. last night, held on to that by 2 to 3 a.m. this morning, and then since then have seen those temperatures start to rise into the 50s from 5 a.m. into 6 a.m. holding on to a lot of those lower 50s. Still a couple of 40s on the board out there, but what to expect for today? Well, it's going to be cloudy as we're rolling into the afternoon with wind shifting out of the southeast today, and that's going to increase some of those rain chances going into tonight and tomorrow morning. Also holding on to some of those rain chances as we're going into tomorrow towards that noon hour. Towards the weekend, for the later half of this week, can expect some warmer temperatures in store with the 80s on the board by Thursday and into the weekend. For our temperatures out there right now, there's still a chill in the air, definitely in George West and Beeville, coming in at 43 degrees, feeling like 39 there in Beeville, but 50s as you work your way along the coast, 52 in Rockport, 55 in Port Aransas, 54 as you're working your way over to the Naval Air Station in Kingsville, rounding us out at that 46 degree mark. And then as we're looking at the temperature change compared to 24 hours ago, all of us enjoying about 5 to 10, even 14 degrees warmer than the time yesterday there in Rockport. So I think a nice change compared to yesterday. For our hour by hour forecast, though, looking at how we're holding on to all of that cloud cover through the morning hours going into the afternoon. Those winds starting to shift out of the southeast into the afternoon. 66 degrees on the board by the time we're heading in towards 1 p.m. and only going to see that go up a couple more degrees into the upper 60s is what we're chasing for daytime highs. And with that increasing moisture, also going to see rain chances return to the board just past the hour by hour forecast going in towards that 9 to 10 p.m. time frame. For our big weather picture, you can see low pressure developing into the valley area with plenty of cloud cover working into the Lone Star State. We're going to be joining them with that cloud cover as we work into the later half of today. But for forecast high temperatures through the next 10 days, you can see a bit of a roller coaster on the way as we get our next cold front into the area. We're chasing the 80s by Thursday. That cold front brings us back to around average, but only going to last a day for Friday there when we're back around 70 degrees. The 80s back on the board for the weekend and holding on to a lot of this red as we're going in towards Christmas. For our future tracker today, here's how the cloud cover really starts to work in and holding on to it as we go throughout the day. But then that rain chance kicks up going into tonight. The better chances going to be for those overnight hours, even chasing towards that morning commute tomorrow, affecting us into about that lunchtime hour before it really starts to dry out in towards tomorrow evening and really through the rest of the week. Not going to see any more rain on the board. For our 7-day forecast, here's what we're looking at. 81 degrees by Thursday, 70 by Friday. The official start of winter, of course, a quick reminder, is going to be Sunday there, but going to be in those 80s for as we hold on to the warm temperatures into next week.
So it's going to be another day of scrutiny over recent military strikes of alleged drug boats. Coming up on Sunrise, Joe St. George is going to join us with a preview of today's briefing. Welcome back, everyone. 6:12 is your time on this Tuesday morning. Getting a live look from our Lex cam. Looking pretty nice right now. We're going to be checking in with meteorologist Stephen Jones standing by. We'll look at your forecast, but first, well, we've got some national headlines to get to, folks. Later on today, Secretary Hegseth and Secretary Rubio, they're both expected to provide classified briefings for members of Congress over apparent extrajudicial military strikes of alleged drug vessels in the Pacific. To talk more about this, we're bringing on in our Deputy Political Director, Joe St. George.
Good morning, Joe. So we have two questions for you. Is Congress Congress still as concerned about this issue as they were a few weeks ago? And can you tell us more about this week's vote that could limit President Trump's ability to conduct operations in and around Venezuela?
Right. There is an effort to figure out what exactly is the president's true ambitions or goal with Venezuela. That's really an undercurrent of this story. And there are members of Congress who want to rein in the president's power on this issue. Difficult to see any of that getting to a stage that President Trump is limited in what he can do. But there looks to be the debate unfolding. Let's talk a little bit, though, about these alleged drug smuggling boats. First off, the why you should care is that at least 95 people have died in these military strikes. So we're now approaching 100 people dying in these strikes. There was another round of strikes in the last 24 hours, as announced by the Pentagon. The president says this is all in the name of preventing drugs entering the United States, preventing drugs overdose deaths in the United States. Today's classified briefing of members of Congress will no doubt, members of Congress will be asking what happened. There was a lot of scrutiny around a September 2nd boat strike. You likely recall that. That is when there was an initial strike, some survivors, and then a follow-up strike. That's where the flag waved of whether or not that was a violation of international law or not. The temperature on that has dialed down quite a bit, especially on the Republican side. Democrats are still furious, but on the Republican side, the temperature has dialed down significantly. The Republican chairman of the House Armed Services Committee has dropped what was a bipartisan investigation into Secretary Hegseth's conduct, the decision on that day. We'll see if it gets reignited at all, that controversy following today's briefing or not. As far as Venezuela goes, again, the president has said this is about drugs, but foreign policy experts, given the sheer size of the military presence in the Caribbean right now, biggest in generations, the question is the president have bigger ambitions? Is this about regime change with Nicolas Maduro, someone who the U.S. doesn't recognize as the legitimate leader lawfully elected of Venezuela? Maduro has criticized the U.S. for years and years and years. Is the president pushing for a regime change? That's a big question mark. The president did tell reporters yesterday that land strikes on Venezuela will begin soon, targeting drug operations on land. So, guys, this story is not going away. I mean, the Trump administration seems very content with the strikes of boats, and now they're talking more and more about striking Venezuela on land. There's no telling where this story's going to go, but we're going to track it every step of the way.
Exactly, Joe. Well, thank you so much for the explanation.
Massive news. Thank you so much for keeping up to date on it. We'll talk to you again soon.
Well, hey there, and good Tuesday morning, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones, taking a look at our Snoopy Sky Cam now, thanks to Matthews CCAC. Sitting at 54 degrees over here by Snoopy's Pier, winds out of the north at 8 miles an hour, though, and with the causeway in view, just a couple cars out there for that Tuesday morning commute. Taking a look at what to expect through the rest of the day, well, the cloud cover definitely going to stick around as we're rolling into the afternoon. Those winds are going to shift out of the southeast, bringing even more moisture into the area. That's also going to increase those rain chances tonight into tomorrow morning, maybe even holding on to some of those chances into the later afternoon and rolling into tomorrow. But later into the week, if you're trying to plan out some of those weekend plans, going to be pretty warm as we're starting off winter on Sunday. Going to be in those 80s, it looks like. For our dog walking forecast this morning, we've got Scruffy on the board, fully in the Christmas spirit with only about 9 days to go. And looking at those temperatures for Scruffy's walk this morning, going to be 55 degrees by 9 a.m., entering those 60s by the 11 a.m. hour, and by that lunchtime, looking at 64 degrees with those winds shifting out of the southeast there. And that's where we're going to start to notice more of that moisture as you're stepping outside. As we're looking at the hourly planner, you can see into the afternoon how we warm up even more, chasing the upper 60s for daytime highs, about 69 degrees here in Corpus Christi, holding on to those southeasterly winds, and then starting to see a few scattered showers on the board as we're heading towards 10 p.m. or so, and then the better chance going to be going into tomorrow morning. For the big weather picture, starting to see a little bit of low pressure developing off to the south, bringing in that warmer air to the area, as well as the more moisture into our neck of the woods, with the upper level pattern throughout the next couple of days going to be on the warm up. But by Thursday into Friday, that next upper level trough makes its return to the central United States, and with that, it's going to see another cold front making its return to our area. So it's going to be a brief cool down, though, after we see this trough work through. You see the next upper level ridge really pushing into the central United States. That's going to warm us up pretty considerably considerably going into the weekend and into next week, holding on to a lot of those above average temperatures. So going to spend some time in the red on the board as we're rolling in towards Christmas for those forecast high temperatures. You can see after we get out of the roller coaster these next few days how we're going to remain in the red for us here in Corpus Christi. For a future tracker today, here's how that cloud cover really starts to work into our area. Rain chances starting off by about 9 to 10 p.m. and then going to start to affect that morning commute tomorrow. It looks like holding on to some of this activity as we're rolling towards about lunchtime, but total is going to be varying across the entire area. Where we see those best downpours, could see about half an inch or more, but not going to be a widespread total. Widespread totals looking closer to that quarter of an inch mark or less. We see that next cold front working in, but there's the brief cool down as we start off winter on Sunday in those 80s, holding on to the warm temperatures into next week.
A home damaged in Aransas Pass. The question is, who's paying for the repairs? I'm Adam Beam, looking for the answers.
This is Veterans in Focus, sponsored by the Heil Law Firm, battling for justice, winning for the community.
A high school tradition has been turning ordinary trees into extraordinary gifts for veterans. We're talking about Veterans Memorial High School's annual Parade of Trees. And you know, I've helped promote this event several times for Veterans in Focus. And every year the school's groups come together and they donate time and materials to decorate Christmas trees that will be given for free to our local veterans.
The nice thing is every club and organization gets to pick their theme. So we have things from Olaf to Candyland to a snowy white Christmas. So there's something for everyone to come and choose from.
But you know, even though the trees are free for veterans, the value is absolutely priceless. Join us tonight on Veterans in Focus at 6 and see why this heartwarming tradition is important for students to keep around and how you can get a free tree.
Well, hey there, good Tuesday morning. Taking a live look at our USS Lexington cam. Thanks to First Community Bank for this view. Sitting at 50 degrees, the Harbor Bridge in view, and you can see a few more cars heading out for that Tuesday morning commute. Now the aquarium nice and lit up this morning with more cloud cover working in and going to hold on to that throughout today, but getting a good look at the traffic flow across the entire region. Plenty of greens on the board, so let's start off here with the Harbor Bridge. 181 all the way over into Taft, looking good this morning, but a minor slowdown there on 361 if you're heading in from Ingleside. As we're working over to Robstown and Cal Allen now, 37 looking good in green, 44 only a minor slowdown looking near Violet it looks like. And as we work over into our major roadways, looking good on Ocean Drive and SVID there, as well as Crosstown Expressway. Only Saratoga getting closer to Crosstown Expressway, maybe a couple extra minutes on that commute, but over into Flower Bluff, Waldron Road, just a couple extra minutes there. Flower Bluff Drive itself looking good in green, so for the most part really looking like a good and green morning as we're kicking off our Tuesday.
U.S. shoppers are set to spend over $1 trillion on the holidays this year. I'm Stephanie Liebergen. Coming up, who's spending the most, who's pulling back this year, plus how AI is helping holiday shoppers.
Well, good Tuesday morning. Taking a look at our Snoopy Skycam. Thanks to Matthew CCAC for this view. And we were sitting at 50 degrees with the causeway in view. A few cars heading out for that Tuesday morning commute now with more of that cloud cover working in. And as we go into the rest of the day, going to hold on to a lot of that cloud cover, even seeing some rain chances as we're going into the evening and overnight hours. But taking a look at the past 10 hours, we've already seen our morning low actually. We got down to 46 degrees around 11 p.m. last night, held on to that into the 2 to 3 a.m. time frame, and then we started to see our temperatures rise back up towards the lower 50s, 51 degrees there by 5 a.m., sitting around 50 right now here in Corpus Christi at least, but still some 40s off to the north towards Beeville. What to expect for today though? Well, the cloud cover, like we talked about, going to stick around as we're going into the afternoon, and also with the winds turning out of the southeast, increasing that moisture, we're going to see rain chances also ticking up on the board as we're going in towards 10 p.m. tonight. Going to stick around for tomorrow morning, even in towards that lunchtime hour tomorrow, and as we go in towards Thursday and the weekend, going to hold on to some 80s for daytime highs as we get ready to kick off that official start of winter on Sunday. For our current temperatures in your neck of the woods, the cool spot going to be Beeville, coming in at 43 degrees, feeling like 39 out there, 46 as we work our way into Kingsville, feeling like 42. Along the coast though, a little bit warmer, 56 in Port Aransas, 54 there for the Naval Air Station, matching them to the southwest in Hebronville at the 54 degree mark with a little bit more moisture than we were seeing yesterday. We were sitting in some of those 20s and 30s yesterday. Now we're up to those 40s and 50s for dew points across the coastal bend. Not quite enough yet, but as we see those winds turn out of the southeast this afternoon, going to start to see them go up the board a little bit more. For our dog walking forecast today, we've got Scruffy on the board, and with only 9 days to Christmas, I think he's fully in the Christmas spirit now. Looking at those temperatures for Scruffy's walk this morning, 55 degrees by 9 a.m., 58 by 10 a.m., and as we're rolling in towards that lunch hour, pushing 64 degrees with winds turning out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. Going to increase that moisture like we talked about and those rain chances. Planning out the rest of the afternoon, chasing daytime highs around 69 here in Corpus Christi. There's those winds still out of the southeast holding on to the cloud cover all day. Going to notice the humidity as you step out this afternoon, and daytime highs in your neck of the woods, maybe even some 70s on the board as we work our way to the south, but the rest of us rounding out in those mid to upper 60s thanks to all the cloud cover you can see here working in on the future tracker throughout these morning hours. Going to see more of that cloud cover helping to keep us cool throughout the day, and as we're going into tonight, by 9 to 10 p.m., that's where we start to see the rain chains working back into the area, holding on to a lot of it as we're going into the overnight hours. Even some better chances as we're working in towards the morning commute time frame for our Wednesday, so something to keep in mind tomorrow. Maybe give yourself a little extra time, and as we're going in towards lunch, still a little bit of that activity around the area, but exactly where it's going to be developing and where it's going to drain the hardest, that's the biggest question with some of these systems with these spotty showers. And as we go into tomorrow night, though, that's where we start to clear out into the later afternoon hours and tomorrow evening, and the rest of the week really looking dry. As we're going for the upper level pattern, the next couple of days going to warm us up, but by Thursday into Friday, we see that next cold front make its return to the board, but it's going to be a brief cold front. As we go into the weekend, that next upper level ridge works into the area, warming us up to the 80s and holding on to a lot of those above average temperatures as we're rolling into next week and getting ready for Christmas. For our 7-day forecast, you can see the temperatures rising into those 80s by Thursday, the roller coaster in full effect, 70s, 80s, then 70s by Friday, then 80s again as we're rolling into the weekend. There's that official start of winter for Sunday into the 80s with overnight lows holding on into those 60s.
A loss felt from the west side to the world. I'm Jada Jenkins on the west side asking neighbors how they will remember Abraham Quintanilla.
Welcome back, everyone. So the future welders over at Aransas Pass High School got an early Christmas gift. On Tuesday, engineering company Bechtel gifted the school's welding program with new equipment and a $5,000 grant. Bechtel, I should say, says that their donations will help students gain experience with the latest and best technology. Neighbor News reporter Adam Beam spoke with one of the students in the program who is ready to get to work.
We already have such a great shop, but knowing that we're getting more equipment just kind of builds the amount of opportunities the students get.
Students will have access to the new equipment in the coming months.
I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jada Jenkins on the west side. I'm standing in front of the home where Selena Quintanilla spent the final years of her life. Now, neighbors here are mourning the death of her father, Abraham Quintanilla. I spent the day visiting the neighborhood to see how the community is remembering him.
He meant a lot to me. I'm going to miss him a whole lot.
I visited Hi Ho Restaurant, a Westside gathering spot and a family favorite for the Quintanillas. I sat down with owner and family friend Ricardo Garcia. He shared his last memory of Abraham Quintanilla.
They had a meeting with the Tejano Legends, and he was here.
Garcia says Selena fans still come in frequently to look at her photos on the wall.
A lot of times they do come in and ask where she used to sit.
One of those fans is Laura Tovar, sitting at Selena's famous table. She showed me a photo of when she met Abraham a few years ago at Fiesta de la Flor, the festival celebrating Selena. Tovar says Selena's father wasn't always the easiest person to speak to, something he was known for.
I know a lot of people are are kind of scared to approach him, but he was really down to earth.
And says she drove 5 hours to be here today.
When I heard the news, I was, surprised, speechless.
At a table right across, I joined Juan Rodriguez and his mother for breakfast. They tell me they're from the neighborhood and regular customers. They ate next to Abraham the last time they were here.
This was his favorite restaurant, so we come in here often, and we saw him here quite often as well.
As a DJ, Juan says,
even to the day, they still pack the dance floor. You know what I mean? It's great music. You can't go wrong with Selena.
While I was still in the neighborhood, I stopped by the Selena Museum. Out of respect for the family, I didn't push for any interviews, but just 30 minutes later, I saw superfan Laura there again, paying her respects.
Regardless of how people may feel, one thing is certain. Abraham Quintanilla's legacy will continue to live on through the music and cultural impact he helped create. On the West Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jada Jenkins, Chris 6 News.
Jada, thank you so much. And since we broke this story on ChrisTV.com, neighbors have shared heartfelt messages and memories to honor Mr. Quintanilla. Harry Gonzalez Chupoco wrote, "Rest in peace, Mr. Q. Now you're with your daughter, and that's all that matters." Tanya McGeary wrote, "Prayers, may he rest in peace with his beloved daughter by his side." And Eva said, "I know Abraham was not everyone's favorite person. He was hard and rude, but he was someone's son, brother, husband, and dad. He was important to his family."
Well, good morning, Coastal Bend. Taking a look at our Snoopy's Pier Skycam. Thanks to Matthews CCAC for this view. A little warmer this morning, 54 degrees, thanks to those winds. And the cloud cover really acting as a blanket for us instead of cooling off out there with that radiational cooling. But the causeway in view, a few cars heading out there for that Tuesday morning commute, but not too busy out there. As we're looking at SPID, a few more cars on that roadway. For the temperatures in your neighborhood, though, sitting a little cooler off to the north in Beeville in those 40s, 48 in Alice, 46 the number for Kingsville right now with winds out of the north about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and those visibilities nothing to worry about, luckily, without too much moisture in the air, but going to start to see those dew points rise as we're going through the rest of the day. Already have risen just a little bit since yesterday into the 40s and 50s across the area compared to those 20s and 30s we were seeing earlier yesterday in the wake of that cold front, but still not enough for rain on the board, at least right now. As we're going into the later portions of today, into this evening, at least towards 9 to 10 p.m., it looks like we'll start to see those rain chances ticking up on the board, and especially as we're going into the overnight hours and in towards tomorrow morning, holding on to a lot of those rain chances, looking like we could see a couple of good downpours, but in terms of widespread activity, not looking the best for that right now in terms of a total drought buster we might need. So we'll go over the rest of our rain chances and that full 7-day forecast coming up.
Now, 20 minutes of non-stop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
Welcome back, Coastal Bend friends. Thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of nonstop news with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. We have plenty of neighborhood news for you this morning, but first, let's check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones to see how the roadways are looking this Tuesday morning. Hey, good morning, Stephen.
Morning, sir.
Well, good morning, you guys. Just looking fantastic out there with plenty of greens on the board, and I'm also a fan of starting off the day a little warmer. Luckily, we're in those 50s here in Corpus Christi, and also a gorgeous sunrise we're starting off with. Here's a look at our SPID Skycam. You can see a few more cars heading out now for our Tuesday morning commute, but as we're heading in towards 7 a.m., luckily that traffic flow still sitting nice and green across most of our region. Let's start off here with the Harbor Bridge to and from Portland, nice and green all the way over into Taft. 361 into Ingleside, also not looking too bad. And as we're working over in Robstown and Cal Allen now, just a couple of slowdowns on 44 near Violet, although 37 coming in from Cal Allen, looking good and green now into our major roadways here in Corpus Christi. Ocean Drive, no major slowdowns to report. Also SPID, Saratoga, and the Crosstown Expressway coming in the clear if you're hitting those roadways this morning. Over towards Flower Bluff now, maybe a couple extra minutes needed there if you're going to be hitting Waldron Road this morning. Looking a little better if you're going up towards the Naval Air Station now, over towards the island, finishing it off. Just that minor slowdown at the stoplight as you're working in towards the towards SPID there. But other than that, really looking like a good and green morning as we're kicking off our Tuesday.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Appreciate it. So Corpus Christi City Council will meet today for a final time this year. Water will take center stage with at least 8 items on the agenda. One of those items, of course, is groundwater deal from South Texas Water Authority. STWA is working with Seven Seas Water Group on a proposal to supply water to Corpus Christi. If the city of Corpus Christi signs on, it could get 10 million gallons a day. Seven Seas already operates the state's first public-private desal plant over in Alice.
The general manager of the Corpus Christi Hooks is expected to update City Council today on the sale of the team. Now, last week we reported that the Houston Astros are selling the Hooks along with the Sugar Land Space Cowboys and the Fayetteville Woodpeckers. A spokesman says the sale will be finalized in a couple of weeks and fans and ticket holders shouldn't see any changes. And City Council is also expected to vote on an ordinance that would authorize $2 million in improvements to the Texas State Aquarium's visitor parking lots. The improvements include resurfacing, shade structures, improved lighting, landscaping, and parking gate upgrades. If approved, it will have to pass a second vote in January, but no project timeline has been announced.
I'm your Aransas Pass neighborhood news reporter, Adam Beam. If a sewer overflows and a home is damaged, whose job is it to pay for those repairs? But for one contractor here, it's a bit more complicated than that. When this home was damaged in Aransas Pass, Chris Six met Tom Collins, who was in charge of the repairs.
2 to 3 inches of sewer water, what we call black water, into this home.
We'll get a contractor to clean up, change baseboards or flooring or whatever gets damaged. If the homeowner takes charge and gets their own contractor, we'll just have them send us an invoice and we'll just take care of it from there.
That's what Public Works Director David Flores told Chris 6 News at the time. Only now we met up with Collins again, where he says things have changed.
So now I'm having trouble getting paid from the city of Aransas Pass.
After months of work, this home has been repaired. The problem, Collins says, he's been left with the bill.
Was right at little under $125,000.
And the city saying they won't cover it.
They stated that they were in fault at that time. Now they're saying that the insurance company is denying their claim, which that's between the insurance company and the city of Aransas Pass.
According to this letter sent to Collins, the city's insurance through TML would not cover any repairs, citing governmental immunity and finding the city was not negligent, adding they bear no legal or financial responsibility. I reached out to city manager Mary Juarez, who told me the same thing, leaving Collins with few options.
The sad thing of it is whenever my water bill comes in from the city of Aransas Pass, I pay it right away. And I would expect the city of Aransas Pass to do the same.
While the city did not wish to comment further, they did note that they had no contract with Collins Business, either for repairs or for recompensation. Reporting in Aransas Pass, I'm Adam Beam for Chris 6 News.
Well, hey there, and happy Tuesday, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a look at our Snoopy sky cam now, thanks to Matthew CCAC. In those 50s, sitting at 54 degrees with winds still out of the north, 5 to 10 miles an hour, but starting to notice more cloud cover out there in the skies, and as we go through the rest of our day, only going to start to see more and more of that cloud cover. Looking back at yesterday, though, it was nice and chilly, starting off at 40 degrees, only getting up to about 57 degrees, below average on both ends. Either way, short of that record low 20 degrees we set back in 1901, and could still use some rainfall, coming right back up on that 11-inch mark in terms of a rainfall deficit for the year. For our temperatures out there right now, 43 degrees, but feeling like 39 up there in Beeville. 52 the number for Rockport, a little warmer along the coast. 56 in Port Aransas, 46 degrees as we work our way over into Kingsville and Alice. Looking at the dog walking forecast today, we've got Scruffy on the board and fully in the Christmas spirit as we've only got about 9 days to go now. And looking at those temperatures for Scruffy's walk this morning, 55 degrees by 9 a.m., 62 the number for 11 a.m. and still at those mid-60s as we're going out for lunch this afternoon, and only a few more degrees to go as we're chasing those daytime highs in the upper 60s, if not the lower 70s, towards the Hebronville area. As we're going into the afternoon, though, also going to notice those winds shifting out of the southeast. That's going to increase some more of our moisture, and that's in turn going to increase those rain chances, luckily, as we're going into tonight and tomorrow morning. Here's a look at what that could look like on our future tracker. Getting more cloud cover today by 8 to 10 p.m. tonight. Starting to see just a few of those light isolated showers developing in our neck of the woods. By the time we're going into the overnight hours, especially by that morning commute time frame, starting to see some more of that activity working in, and it could be even more widespread than this, but this is a pretty middle ground model right now with it. And as we're going into the afternoon hours, this is when it should start to be leaving the area, going into the later afternoon hours for us, drying out pretty nicely before we go into the rest of the week and not looking at too much more rain on the board. Only going to be some isolated chances as we're heading into the early portions of next week. So for our upper level pattern in terms of those temperatures, going to warm up the next couple of days. By the time we're heading into Thursday and Friday, this next upper level trough of low pressure with plenty of cold air going to work into the central United States, sending a cold front our way. But as we go into the weekend, an upper level ridge going to work in right behind it, warming us up for the weekend. And as we're pushing into next week, getting ready for Christmas, going to be holding on to a lot of those above average temperatures, spending a lot of time in the red after we get out of this roller coaster the next few days. That cold front going to be brief lived, only going to feel it for Friday back around average before we start off next week and head in towards Christmas, looking like those those upper 70s if everything holds true. For our rain chances, you can see where we really peak with this chances coming in tonight and into tomorrow, but after that, not going to expect too much more on the board, so we're going to take it while we can get it out there. But with 11 inches to go, I'm not sure we're going to make it up as we're finishing out the year here with only about half the month left. For our 7-day forecast, here's what we could expect. The roller coaster on the way, the 70s by Thursday, the 70s by Wednesday, the 80s by Thursday. That cold front puts us back around 70 for Friday. And then once again, as we go into that official start of winter by Sunday, going to be right back in those 80s.
Stephen, thank you so much. So Hanukkah is underway and Christmas is just around the corner. But if you haven't done your holiday shopping yet, you still have time. But Scripps News Group's Stephanie Liebergen looks at how different shoppers are budgeting this year and why some are pulling back.
Americans could spend over $1 trillion on the holidays this season, but not everyone is planning to spend big. Some are shopping secondhand to save money, and many are turning to AI to help them with their holiday shopping list. 'Twas just before Christmas, and all through the town, shoppers scurried to get gifts before stores shut down. Prices were hung on the aisles with care, but with time running out, Christmas soon would be here. Americans are spending big all across the nation. Sales set to exceed $1 trillion, according to the National Retail Federation. Not all shoppers are the same. Some are more cautious, some are more brave. This year, most shoppers are looking to save. The group most focused on avoiding a shopping frenzy, the youngest shoppers expect less spending from Gen Z. 23% less, according to a report, and Gen Z will look to thrift for a bit more support. 6 in 10 Gen Z are more likely to buy secondhand this season, trying to save some dollars, of course, the main reason.
You're not going to see a whole shelf full of the same item. You are going to find items that are unique.
This thrift store manager says that's a smart cost-saving technique. Millennials will spend a little less, with Gen X and Boomers set to spend a little more on their holiday haul this year compared to 2024.
We should not be going overboard this year. And so really, as a consumer, make your list, stick to that list.
Experts say a clear-cut budget can be a handy assist. And so can AI. The tech might be replacing Santa's elves. 33% of shoppers say they're using it to help pick gifts off the shelves. Stephanie Liebergen, Scripps News Group, Washington.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
All right, to start off this list, the Senate Judiciary Committee is set to hold a hearing today on the Afghan parole program. The hearing comes just a few weeks after an Afghan migrant shot 2 members of the National Guard in Washington, D.C. The shooter entered the U.S. as part of Operation Allies Welcome in 2021 and allegedly struggled to assimilate to American daily life. Republican senators have launched an investigation into the vetting for which Afghans were allowed to enter the U.S. through the program.
Vice President J.D. Vance is headed to Allentown, Pennsylvania today to hold an event with supporters. The vice president is expected to focus on affordability and ways the Trump administration is working to help average American families afford the cost of living. It comes at a time when the vast majority of Americans say they're seeing higher prices for groceries, electricity, and even gifts. Last week, President Trump defended his economic record during a speech at a casino, also in Pennsylvania.
The FBI and the Justice Department say that they have foiled a New Year's Eve terror plot. At Monday's press conference, prosecutors said 4 people were arrested Friday in Southern California. The suspects are accused of preparing to test improvised explosive devices in the desert ahead of the planned bombings. Investigators say the operation was part of a larger focus from the Trump administration to go after terror groups.
President Donald Trump has signed an executive order that reclassifies fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. The president also ordered Attorney General Pam Bondi to prosecute anyone involved in fentanyl trafficking. He wants the administration to go after any groups involved in supporting the manufacture, sale, or distribution of the drug. Trump is making the move even though government data shows drug overdose deaths in the United States last year dropped to their lowest level in 5 years.
President Trump may sign sign an executive order to ease restrictions on marijuana. The Drug Enforcement Agency currently classifies marijuana as a Schedule I drug, and that means it has a high potential for abuse and has no accepted medical use. Now, a potential change could classify marijuana as a Schedule III drug. The president first raised the idea of reclassifying marijuana while on the campaign trail last year. On Monday, he said that he is strongly looking at the idea because he says a lot of people want to see it.
And here in your neighborhood, CCISD will be hosting another community meeting today to discuss the planned closure of 7 schools. The meeting will be at 5 p.m. at Fannin Elementary, one of the schools on the closure list. And the other schools are Travis, Sanders, Castoris, Tom Brown, Haas, and Martin Middle School.
So Denny's is rolling out something pretty interesting. It's a new promotional item product, limited edition shoes called Sticky Kicks. The diner chain says that they are the first ever sneakers made with real Denny's syrup. The high-top shoes were designed with syrup-colored patent leather, tumbled yellow accents, and the Denny's logo on the heels. Sticky Kicks will be available starting tomorrow exclusively at dinerdrip.com. They come in adult men's sizes 8 through 13 with a $195 price tag. And the actual syrup, sealed in a clear panel, is purely decorative, and Denny's is warning customers not to try to eat it. I love whenever, products come out with, hey, don't eat this. They have to specify. But all right, if it's made with real syrup, why can't you eat it?
Say. I mean, not
like
that
if you're
would.
in a syrup emergency.
Yeah.
All right, you break out your shoes.
Or why can't they make the shoes like a syrup-friendly compartment where you can just refill it or something?
Yes.
I don't know.
Genius marketing right here, Denny's. I hope you're paying attention. That is pretty awesome. With the term Sticky Kicks, right, I was assuming that it would have more traction as well.
Oh, that's a good point. I was just assuming the syrup made it sticky, I guess. But, for $200, I'm not so sure I'm going to be trying them out.
I hope at least it smells like syrup, right?
It smells like the Denny's itself. Like the syrup. That'd be pretty nice out there.
You might attract ants wherever you go.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
But it is looking like a good morning out there, maybe to, head out to a Denny's or just enjoy some pancakes or waffles. I know we have a fan of both, of course, but looking at the 50s out there, not too bad of a day as we're starting off our Tuesday. Here's a live look at our USS Lexington cam now, thanks to First Community Bank. Sitting at 48 degrees, winds out of the north-northeast around 7 miles an hour, but more cloud cover also starting to work into the area. Only going to continue to watch the cloud cover grow going in through the rest of our Tuesday. Over the past 10 hours, we've had our morning low already, most likely 46 degrees around 1 to 2 a.m. We've gone to a little bit warmer there around 4 to 5 a.m. in the 50s. We'll see if we can try to shave off another degree, just reading 48 degrees right now. I don't feel too confident that we'll pass up that 46 degree mark, though, that we saw closer to 2 a.m. For our current temperatures, though, it is even cooler off to the north, 43 there in Beeville, but feeling like the 39 degree mark, 49 for Mathis as well as Robstown, 46 the number for Kingsville, but as you work your way along the coast, coming in a little warmer at 56 degrees in Port Aransas, 54 the number for the Naval Air Station. For our dog walking forecast this morning, we've got Scruffy fully in the Christmas spirit with only about just over a week to go to Christmas now, and looking at those temperatures for Scruffy's walk in the 50s through 10 a.m., but by 11 a.m. sitting in those lower 60s, 62 degrees with the mid 60s still around towards that lunchtime hour, and winds also shifting out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour as we're rolling into the afternoon, with those temperatures also rising into the 60s, 67 degrees by 2 p.m. and holding on to daytime highs around 69 here in Corpus Christi. As we're rolling in towards that 10 p.m. time frame, that's where we start to see enough moisture working into the area and start to see those rain chances returning to the board, with just a little bit of isolated shower activity expected as we're going in towards that time frame. Looking at how that could shape up on our future tracker, here's where more cloud cover really works in by about 9 to 10 tonight, starting to see just a little bit of development out there, but going in towards the overnight hours and especially towards the morning commute time frame, that's where we start to see some more of those downpours developing, potentially even a few rumbles of thunder with these as we're rolling in towards the lunchtime hour tomorrow. That's where we start to see just a little bit of those lingering showers and storms around the area before it starts to really clear out into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, and then really through the rest of the week, going to be high and dry across the coastal bend. As we look at the upper level pattern, you can see where going through temperature wise, at least the next couple of days, going to be on the warm up up, but by Thursday, that's where you see that next upper level trough of low pressure working into the central United States. Going to send a good cold front our way to the coastal bend as we're going in towards Friday, but going to be brief-lived as we're rolling into the weekend and next week. This next upper level ridge of high pressure going to center itself right over the Lone Star State, it looks like, and warming us up pretty well to above average temperatures as we're going in through the next 10 days. Going to spend most of it above the into the red category, I should say. You can see after we go through this roller coaster the next few days, going to get that cold front Friday, putting us back around average. Going into the rest of the week, going to hold on to well above average temperatures. For our 7-day forecast, here's how that could shape up for you. That chance of rain going into tomorrow. That next cold front on the board as we're heading into Friday, but as we're starting off winter already on Sunday, going to be in those 80s. So just a little bit, ironic, I guess, as we're starting off winter in the 80s above average. What do you think, guys?
I know. I thought it was already winter. I guess when I think of December, to me, it's like winter time.
It is meteorological winter, at least. You're not wrong.
True.
It's kind of par for the course for South Texas, though.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Wintertime in the 80s?
Yeah, warmer, and then, just T-shirts on Christmas.
Hawaiian T-shirts, yes. All right. Well, thanks, Stephen. Thank you for tuning in, folks. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.